Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another scene set in the Chronicles of Darkness, Vampire the Requiem, Requiem for London. Tonight, we set our scene in a rooftop garden in Hackney, on the southernmost side of the borough. A project of the Keeper of Elysium after she was initially expelled from the Kensington Gardens so many years ago. While small, the Elysium is quite beautiful, filled with dozens of different kinds of flora from all over the world. Animated with a degree of liveliness that seems almost alien or unsettling to those who gaze upon the plants and the flowers as they appear to lean towards you almost like sunflowers. And sometimes you think you see or hear the shifting of dirt and roots as they shift ever so slightly towards you. The Elysium is busy but muted. There are several little greenhouses where various kindred have wandered off to have more private conversations or gaze upon different and more artistically arranged flora, either praising the keeper's works or criticizing the fact that, or the idea that this is nothing but a pale shadow to an Elysium that was a decade ago so much more than what it is now. The harpies are present. The barons are present. The Primogen are present. It's considered only a matter of time until the king and the queen arrive. You are free to mingle with whomever you wish. Alley Cat, how do you enter?
Am I the first?
Because you're at the top of the channel.
Fucking hell, I swear I'm gonna call her Zally Cat.
I did recommend that initially.
Ah! Fine. Ellie enters, as she usually does. She knows this place by now, so, she'll walk in, say hi to, her grandsire, and, goes to find people that she knows. Aren't her grandsire, preferably. So, then I fixed the A problem.
Your grandson will keep an eye on you.
By the way, are animals allowed?
Pardon?
Are animals allowed?
This is a gangrel Elysium, so yes.
Cool. And the bullet's in her jacket as usual.
Anybody who approaches Alley Cat will hear slow breathing and a steady heartbeat coming from her jacket pocket. Although likely faster than immortals at rest.
Mm-hmm.
Benji.
So Ben will come in. He'll give Allie kind of a fist bump. He'll give a respectful bow to Miss Calborn because she did save him once after all. He'll probably just hang in the corner with Alley Cat, see if there's any other Carthians around, if they need anything.
Oh yeah, corner crew.
Corner crew.
The movement once again begging the question why it attends these Elysiums at all.
Yeah.
It is a rumour that has spread over the course of many months.
What rumor?
There is a man, though. I'll put him on the overlay for you.
Chris, what did you say before? I didn't catch it. Man.
Oh, what? The movement once again begging the question as to why it attends these meetings at all.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
It's become a common rumour. But there is a man, you recognise this man as a Carthian, though not much more about him. Fairly tall Indian gentleman. Casually dressed.
He's blue.
He's blue.
Is he actually blue?
No, he's not blue.
He's just a bit sad at the moment.
Yes, you could say he's feeling blue. He isn't either.
Could I roll intelligence politics to see if I know this motherfucker?
You can roll intelligence politics.
Because I have an idea of who I think it is.
Okay.
I want to see if I need more information from you, the GM. From a friend. Because my politics is 1, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 1. Fantastic. I realized Discord isn't in my browser. I'm smart. I got 2 successes.
Okay. So you know this gentleman as Rahendra?
Mm-hmm.
Hangs around in Southall. Is one of the principal kindred of that area. You'd be hard pressed to say if he actually speaks for Rodney Foster, but he is all acquainted with him.
Mm-hmm.
He seems annoyed right now. That wouldn't be a right word. It would be more like suppressed anger. He looks very tense.
Ben will call him over, being like, "Hey, what's up?" Or go over to him.
He speaks in an accent I can't do, so I'm not going to try, but yeah. You'll you'll say, what is it? Ah, Councillor.
No, I was just wondering what was on your mind.
I'm just waiting for His and Her Majesty so I can ask them why they're trying to fuck with my shit.
Yeah. Fair enough. What happened? What?
Oh, what did you say?
I said, what happened?
Oh, sorry. Seville's getting hit. It's getting hit pretty hard. Rampant feedings, sudden foreclosures, demolitions. Member of my coterie almost died in his own house as it was knocked down.
Yeah. Not.
My friend Navina almost lost her life trying to defend her herd from a... We're not entirely sure who they were. We're gonna find out. Because if they're sponsored by the King and Queen, we're gonna find out who is sponsoring with them. I'm not sure if can either decide to help us or not. And if not, well then I guess that's just evidence.
Got a good point. Nod.
And maybe there'll be consequences for that.
Maybe.
You never know. It's a crazy world.
Yeah. I'll look into it. It seems that this might be related to something else that was happening anyway, so... There's more on my list to do. Ben pulls out a notepad and writes down next to his one of his investigations, like a little brief aside about it, and then just flips the notebook. I'll make sure shit doesn't get a bit too hectic. Or I'll try to help, at the very least.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Ben will nod and sort of kind of stay in the same general area as him.
Okay. Isabel and Percival, how do you both enter?
Isabel's gonna come in quietly and just probably looking about as tired as a kindred can. And she's just gonna go stand with some of the rest of the crone.
Possible just kind of just walks in, casually looks around, says hello to anyone he may talk to, see if he finds anybody interesting.
Okay. There are a few crone around, not least of which is Your favourite, Isabel.
Oh, that's so nice that you call me that. Oh wait.
I don't mind Nanette. I hate her snake though. He's an asshole.
Nanette is present in her typical cloaked attire. Her snake eagerly follows her, sometimes weaving around her feet and her ankles. Occasionally hissing it passes by.
Isabel's gonna try her best to not just give it a dirty look.
It rears itself as you approach.
Is it always going to do that?
She doesn't think you've proved yourself yet, Isabel.
Yeah, because I guess, cutting brake lines isn't enough.
I think she wants to see you bare your fangs.
Well, we will. I guess we'll see.
How have your nights been?
Pleasant. Very quiet. And I have enjoyed them being very quiet. I'm sure that will, of course, cease to be the case once I get told what to do next.
All I need you to do is deliver something for me.
Sounds easy enough. Who am I delivering it to?
Not who, simply where.
Oh?
She hands you something, a letter it seems, plain and unassuming.
Isabel will tuck it away. So where am I taking it to?
All I require you to do is deliver it to a Mr. Obermeyer. He's within these very halls.
Well, I can do that, I guess.
Excellent. Well. Chop chop then, as the mortals say.
Isabel will give a smile, nod her head, and God vanish from her sight.
Lynette smiles. With devious intent. Percival, you run into the good harpy while you're here. Well, if it wasn't one of my favourite newcomers.
And it wasn't my favorite. Holy cow, you listen to Campbell.
Oh, pardon, you're a bit muffled again.
He's like, oh, and it's my favorite. Hopi, how you been?
Less than wonderful, I'm afraid. It appears some fool has decided to breach the boundaries of my domain. I'm sure you've heard, I've put it out there. I want them found.
Yes, I remember hearing about that. Strange. Sorry for you.
Attacked one of the other blood dolls. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
No, I haven't. Nope.
That's a shame. You seemed so well informed before.
I haven't. I've been busy. Would you like me to look into that as well?
It would be very much appreciated. A few kindred have expressed interest. I look forward to seeing how you do against them.
Very well. I do have a track record to maintain.
I'll be rounding up the cats for a little interview later on this week. If you're so inclined, stop by. If not, well, that would be a mighty disappointment.
I will do my best. To be there when this happens. But please,
Oh, sorry?
he's just like, I'll do my best to be there when you round up the cats for this.
I look forward to it. She'll wander over to Ben and the Carthians. Councilman?
Pretty sure it's Counselor.
It is the more preferable name, I think.
Yeah.
So I heard you had a bit of an accident. Or rather, the movement had a bit of an accident the other night.
Yeah. It's being looked into.
Awfully unfortunate car accident.
Yeah.
It's a shame I wasn't there. I do enjoy a good race.
Yeah. Hopefully next time you can show up.
Maybe. I haven't heard of another event being announced, although of course I'd expect you to be the first to know if there ever was one.
I don't know anything at this point in time, unfortunately.
I can imagine there's quite the controversy after all. The head councillor's own child winning in a crash under mysterious circumstances. Odd set of coincidences.
There was also another Carthian in the car crash. That's right?
Oh, what did you
Sure.
say?
It was another Carthian, right?
There's another coffee.
It was another Carthian in the car crash. I'm just saying.
Yes, but ambition and desire can drive us to some crazy things sometimes.
Yeah.
And besides, it's not as if the movement hasn't turned on its own before. In fact, I'd say there's quite the precedent for it at this stage.
Do you have anything else? Miss Ambro, honored master of harpies.
I'm just a harpy.
Honored harpy.
There's only two of us, you know. We really need a third. Maybe then I can be a master of harpies.
Perhaps.
Then you can call me the master of harpies.
Well, just have to wait then.
We'll just have to wait until then.
Yeah?
But there's actually one thing I wanted to mention to you.
Sure.
The Seneschal and I were talking the other night. And she mentioned something rather concerning. A few of our assets have been firebombed just a few nights ago. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
I do not, unfortunately.
It may be worth looking into, Ben.
Okay. I'll put it on the list.
As much as I do like to put you over a spit roast, I do have... Even I have my melting point.
Mm-hmm.
And we wouldn't want things to get too hot.
I completely understand.
That was all I had. I trust I will see you later. I tend to see you a lot. You are on... In fact, if I recall, you were on CFR just not too long ago, were you? She's referencing Carthian Free Radio.
Was I?
Yeah, remember? To get information, you had, you traded
Oh, yeah.
you with the host.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. I forgot the part of the thing. Yeah, it was.
You don't think you could get me an invitation onto the show sometime, would you?
I can certainly ask.
That'd be delightful. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting the host, and from what I hear, she's awfully elusive.
Yeah.
Very difficult to get a hold of.
She's a very tough customer.
Well, I'll leave you to it. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening.
It is at this point the arrival of the king and the queen are announced. Tracy and Stanford and Morgan, both elders of Clan Ventrue, enter the garden. Isabel,
Yay.
can you make me a wits politics roll to find Mr. Obermeyer?
Yay. Two successes.
Two successes, okay. Well, you know where he is. You do a little bit of asking around. Unfortunately, people think, at least, either think well enough of you or don't care enough to give you the cold shoulder. Wardham just goes, "Ah, Alwyn, yes, he's just over there. Man of the book."
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Isabel will make her way to him.
So you make your way over to him. Some of the barons have also entered. Dyson Eubanks, Waldemar Folks, and Delphine Paquette. You make your way over to Mr. Obermeyer. I will show you his image real quick. He is behaving somewhat asocially and is just off on his own.
Can't blame him there.
When you approach, he says, "Yes, can I help you with anything?"
I'm supposed to give you this, and she will take the letter out and hold it out for him.
What is this?
I didn't ask. I've learned in the recent years it's better to not.
If you don't ask, you'll never know the answer. He will open the envelope and take out the letter within. You can see as he unfolds it that it appears to be printed out. Printed in Times New Roman.
Right, Times New Roman.
And he begins reading. And as he reads, You begin to see his face shift and contort. And then he bares his fangs. And whatever in that letter, whatever is written in that letter causes him to immediately succumb to frenzy. Isabel, could you please roll me your initiative score?
Oh god.
If anybody else wishes to partake in the combat, they can.
What if I don't want to participate in the combat? I just want to spam aspects.
I don't mind rolling initiative, but I am in my car. I don't have access to my sheet, so.
I will look up your sheet on this magnificent invention we call a forum. Top of the line
You
technology.
are amazing, Chris. That is absolutely perfect.
Nothing like it in the world. It really is
Right?
one of a kind. It's Dex Composure for initiative, so you will just be rolling a d10 plus 5.
Plus 5.
Steve.
That's not a whole lot, but okay.
I'll just roll a d10 plus 5 for the alley cat.
Ben got a 5.
What do I do?
Ah, Ben got 12 or 11. Ben's just like,
Oh, I referenced myself.
I mean, that
oh,
works, I guess.
godlike.
There you go.
Oh.
Wow. You know, I can roll for myself, you know.
Well, no,
I just
thought
don't
you
know
were in
my
the
dice
car.
balls.
Anyway,
Yes, I have parked now.
okay. Well, I've rolled for you. Doesn't count.
I just wanted to
God.
see if I would get higher than you.
You
Turns out
did.
I do.
In fact, this actually works out because we can use your dice roll and I could use this dice roll for Obermeyer, so it saves me having to tap keys.
Yeah. Congratulations.
It could be a 12 for me.
I do actually need to roll the initiative for the keeper, actually.
It's time for Mirth to be a badass again.
Again. God damn it.
Time for her to be a badass at the end of the initiative.
Yeah, she'll be a badass at the end of the initiative. So everybody put in your initiative in the voice chat responses, and then I can...
I had a plus 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, check.
Wow, Isabel went before fucking Ben. Shit. Speedy. The Speedy maquette. You know what that means? Run away.
I was about to say, yeah, that means run the fuck away.
The ultimate strategy is now. Run away.
Vanish.
I will provide shielding with my body. God damn it. Ben, take care of the bunny.
I was eating myself.
Oh,
towards
what?
my-
You're going into combat with Pitbull in your pocket? Well, I guess
No,
that's one dead
no.
rabbit.
No, Pitbull is not gonna go into combat. Pitbull is gonna be given to Ben because Ben doesn't do close combat, and Ali knows
Ben-
that.
Well, you
Ben
want,
doesn't do combat, period.
you want to
See,
do
there you
something,
go.
Alley Cat? That's gonna be your turn. You want to
damn,
prioritize
well-
the cat? That's the rabbit? That's I say cat for some reason. The rabbit? That's fine.
Oh, I don't want to. I mean, can I yeet him as I'm running past Ben?
I mean, he's an old rabbit. If you yeet him, you might hurt him severely
I'm
or worse.
yeeting him carefully.
Yeah, you're
That's not-
yeeting
that's
him to
not-
the most
Okay,
uncoordinated
You know
person
what
in this room.
yeeting means, right? That's not what yeeting
Chris.
is by definition.
Chris.
Hand over is what you want to do. You don't want to
Yes.
yeet him.
To yeet.
I want to carefully yeet him, which means carefully, like handing him over. As I run past. All I want to do, Chris, in my action is just get in the way. I don't actually want to attack. So can I, hand over Bunny to Ben and get in the way?
You can choose between all of these things.
It's like hand running through.
Yeah, with a tired old bunny in your pocket.
No!
Giving him the
Oh.
most frail maquette alive.
I mean, yes, you will protect Bunny. I know you will.
And Ben will just be like, alright, time to... Ben just starts scooting away very slowly.
Like,
Time to go.
like Pitbull is half asleep. He's a diurnal animal.
I don't want to go into combat with Bunny. Don't make
Then
me
don't.
do this.
Take out the turn to make sure he's safe in
Okay,
a room full of
fine.
predators.
I mean, Ben will keep him safe, right, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, Ben can just walk out of the Elysium. He doesn't really care.
Thank you.
He'll just be like, alright, see, I have this bunny now. It's mine. Leaves, steals the touchstone forever.
Okay. I've gotten that mess out of the way. It is the turn of Isabel. Isabel, upon reading the letter, Obermeyer bursts into frenzy as he bares his fangs at you. Ripping the page in two as he attempts to fly at you, but you get the jump on him. You know that he's about to frenzy before he does. Either he restrains himself just enough that he almost gives you something of fair warning, or you just catch the change as it occurs. Either way, you have the initiative.
Isabel says, no thanks. She's yeeting herself away from this.
Oh my god.
Okay. By that you mean...
she's gonna she wants to be anywhere but there. She just wants to put as much distance between her and him as she can.
Okay, what is your speed?
It is 9.
You're not very fast. You could use celerity to multiply your speed. What is your celerity?
Oh, I have a single dot.
Pardon?
Ah, yes, breaking Elysium. Oh, fantastic.
How many dots, sorry?
1.
No.
Okay, then you can double your speed, bringing it to 18.
You know what? It's worth it. I don't feel like dying today.
Listen, but you can uphold the sanctity of Elysium and die.
Or listen, I could go hide behind my mentor. That's.
I mean, yeah.
You mean you want to use the queen as a meat shield?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm scared of her, but also I know that she's fucking terrifying, and I'm willing to take that risk.
Oh, she's terrifying, alright. We're about to see just how much how terrifying.
Jeez.
Good lord. So the queen is gonna yeet you right back.
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
She's gonna use it as a projectile weapon.
No, hear me out.
Okay.
The queen's gonna do my classical move of I use this person as a weapon.
Oh, yes.
Ah, yes.
Anyways, continue.
Queen is like, Isabel, open your mouth. A spear.
Big attack.
She's using her as a human spear.
Okay, so Ben, it is your initiative. Again, Obermar is about to frenzy. You see this as you see Isabel flee towards Her Majesty, the Queen of the Domain, as he is about to frenzy upon her. What do you do?
Oof. Ben is gonna be good. Can Ben see that Alley Cat's about to jump into combat, or?
I mean, we're on the same initiative, so yeah, I guess.
Do I be a good friend, or do I steal the letter? That will be a good friend for now. Ben will more or less begin to just walk behind him, like, what are you looking at, friend?
I'm just gonna sort of walk on over.
Yeah, well, he's gonna keep a wide berth from the frenzy and kindred, but you know.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you sort of approach, but from a healthy distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben's like, I know my job.
Funnily enough, you meet eyes of Nanette as she is also sort of approaching from a wide berth.
I was like, hey. Tee.
Okay, well that is your turn. Alley Cat. You have a
I'm
rabbit.
gonna hate myself so much. Yeah, but with Ben walking towards combat and not away from combat, I can't carefully yeet the rabbit to him. So, I am going to try and combat with disadvantage. So try and combat without Bunny getting, hurt.
Oh, I was gonna take the bunny from you.
You what?
Yeah, Ben can take the bunny. He's just walking. Honestly.
Okay. You know what? Ellie is gonna take off her jacket and kind of, hand it over to Ben as she is going to run towards frenzying person
Just
because
throw off your jacket. The Pipple's in there. He'll fall out.
I'm not throwing it off. I'm handing it over. I stated this. I'm not. Stop being mean.
I'm just saying, you don't seem to be properly prioritizing the safety of this poor bun.
I am prioritizing the safety of the bun. Okay? Jacket
Okay.
will be taken off, will be handed to Ben, and then Ellie is gonna sprint towards combat because unfortunately, this Elysium belongs to her grandsire, so she kind of is obligated to get involved in protecting it.
I'll say Ben isn't able to get as close to the kills as he would like.
That's fine.
Because he needs to handle this very delicate jacket with a very delicate creature inside of it.
Yeah.
Some of the kindred have been eyeing it up, including Rahendra, who is just bewildered. Some of them are bewildered. Some of them rather sadistically lick their lips.
I was just like, okay.
What is this tiny, beautiful prey animal doing in a den full of predators? Oh my.
I hate you, Chris. I thought this was gonna be relatively safe because it's my grandsire. They're not gonna hurt Bunny. But
Don't bring Pitbull. Leave Pitbull at home.
yeah. Lesson learned. Lesson learned.
It is.
Not bringing Pitbull.
It is Percival's turn.
It's time for him to be a gangrel.
Size, like, well, knew it was a matter of time before some shit like this happened, and also one towards the Frenzy Kitchen. It's time to go, apparently.
Okay, so you're just gonna tackle Obermeyer?
Yeah.
Alright. Are you looking to try and knock him down, grapple him, or attack him?
You know what? I'll grapple him so
Okay.
somebody else can stake him, hopefully.
We can try.
Then, roll me your strength plus brawl. Minus 2.
Plus vigor.
Plus any vigor you have here.
Does my prospect of multi apply?
Your specialty of
Multi, it's a prospect I finally picked up and decided on.
I don't have your brawl spec on your sheet. Got it as
Yeah,
unnamed because
it's
it was never defined.
Yeah, it was never defined. And I found it and just never added it. I added it onto the Google Docs, not the one on
Did
the
I walk
forum.
into the middle of a fight?
Yeah, there's a frenzy and kindred in Elysium.
It's your
Hurrah.
child's
Ricardo did
fault.
No, Nanette told me to fucking take him the letter! How was I
Beautiful.
Yeah, because she told you to prove yourself, and what did you do? You ran away and hide behind the fucking queen.
It's gonna be great.
Listen, survival.
So-
Chris, by the way, just can you just check your DMs and just affirm my message? Be great.
Sure.
Oh, this is it. I can feel it. Anyways,
What can you feel?
I can feel my snuff fantasies coming true.
Who's frenzying?
Oh, you know Obermeyer, right? You haven't met him, but you've definitely seen him before, and I think you know the guy.
Oh yeah. What did you do to Obermeyer?
I gave him a letter!
Okay. I'm gonna roll into that sweet initiative.
Okay. Roll initiative will have you enter on your next turn.
That's fine.
I got 2
plus we
stars, though.
didn't
It
get any
says I didn't get
successes,
anything.
That's a shame. You got close on both die as well. Okay, so yeah, Percival, you try and grapple him, but you narrowly miss him as he goes to lunge at
Isabel.
Isabel. Yeah.
Oh, he gonna die. He gonna die today.
And by a lunge at Isabel, I mean a lunge at the Queen, because Isabel has decided to hide behind Queen Morgan.
Listen, I have absolutely zero means of protecting myself. Still, I panic.
It's called do celerity out of Elysium.
Uh,
It's called do aggressively break the masquerade.
oh yeah.
What's the initiative in this game again? It's a weird metric. It's
It's
1d10 plus wits and
1d10
composure.
plus dexterity plus composure.
Oh, that's why Ben's
It's
is so
basically
good.
the same as Masquerade, except instead of using
Wits,
dex
it's
and
composure.
wits, it's dex and composure.
That is a 3 plus my 5 is an 8.
Mm.
A little quick on the draw.
Alright.
You know what it's time for.
Turbo murder.
Car loves a neutral. Car loves a neutral.
I'm not doing that in the middle of a room full of kindred. What's wrong with you?
Car loves a neutral.
So,
You want to see a masquerade breach? You want to see a 24 kindred run out of a building in murder mode?
the Queen, the Queen is so stunned at what is happening and what Isabel does that she's caught flat-footed.
Oh dear. Go, Obermeyer. Kill the tyrant.
As Maya lunges at Morgan and savagely tears into her body. As pieces of her flesh and collarbone are torn away. Only held together by the Queen's great resilience. Pride of the Ventru clan, of course. I'm now going to roll for Queen Morgan's frenzy check.
Oh my god.
This is actually quite a significant dice penalty. This is like a serious humiliation. This is an immense insult to her.
I need to read how Spirit's Touch works.
Good look at all these frenzy and kindred. Nah, I just want to touch things, man.
Listen. There isn't a sign in this game.
What is this dice penalty? She was not expecting provocation at all. prize, so she gets a -3 dice penalty. Fortunately, this place is enchanted to prevent frenzies wherever possible. So she's actually relatively safe here. Oh wow, okay. She gets 10 successes.
Whew.
That was an insane die roll.
I'm not gonna lie, I was over here praying she'd fail because it would be a meme.
It would have been hilarious.
I was hoping to. I was like, frenzy.
So, she looks at Obermeyer and Isabel with cold rage. Cold rage. And we will go back. We will go to Murph because Murph, well, this is well, the Keeper isn't exactly happy with this to say the least, so she's gonna intervene.
Oh wait, Obermeyer's the dude from fucking Vampire with a Y. I know Obermeyer. I'm gonna fucking kill Obermeyer. Oh, he was doing the really good experiments about the sun and plants. It was really cool. I'm sad now.
Well, fortunately for everybody involved, Murph manages to stake him with an immediate and sudden thrust into his back as the Keeper flies at him with great strength and speed. The stake strikes so hard as to obliterate even the remotest semblance of resilience this kindred might possess, going straight through his chest, visible on the other side of his body, as he falls lifelessly to the ground for frenzy, locked away within a frozen form. The Elysium descends into pandemonium.
Just as Hartwell walks through the door like, hi, oh god!
Pretty much, you see Kindred gasping in shock. You see Kindred pointing at the staked Kindred. Kill him! Kill him!
Oh shit, he's also my... Oh no! I'm the hodl! I'm his boss! No!
God damn it.
Morgan,
why is this a perfect shitstorm? Why?
The cosmetic damage to her being rapidly mends within all but a fraction of a second. So quickly that if you blinked you would have missed it. She slowly turns to you, Isabel.
Mm-hmm. Isabel's just gonna give her the... I panicked.
She turns back to the Keeper. My good Keeper, I believe you have missed one. And the Keeper looks at the Queen briefly and looks at you. She's going to unsheath a stake.
Isabel's probably just gonna stare up at her like, oh, she knows she fucked up.
She's gonna thrust it into your chest.
Bollocks, here we go today. See my own child or staked, do I need to roll a frenzy check?
Why, I'm glad you asked, good sir.
God damn it!
Oh, here we go today.
Oh, this is where Ben starts laughing. This is where Ben's like, ha, ha, I'm in danger.
I'm in danger!
I'm in danger.
So, roll me, you do get bonus dice for this. You also get some negative dice. So I'm going to go for the negative dice first. So, the penalties you get are you are not expecting this provocation, so it is -1 dice.
Walked in the door, hung up his hat. Oh shit, the world's on fire!
And the other is a -1 for a hurt friend. This is -2 dice. However, it is offset by the enchantment upon this place that gives +5 dice to resist frenzy. So you're rolling at resolve plus composure +3.
I succeed.
Then
Hooray.
you feel the beast rage at the destruction, the violation of your blood, your lineage, your property. Put Hartwell.
Hartwell
puts the
strides
beast back in
forward.
space. Also,
He's angry. He strides forward because this is his subordinate and his kid. This is a twofer. I've been twofered.
yeah, you see, you see the queen has clearly been struck, although any damage to her has since been repaired. A piece of her dress is clearly torn, and you can see a sort of small scraps of cloth in Obermeyer's mouth.
For the record, Hartwell is going to be wearing his fancy clothes today because I like equipment bonuses. Because God knows I'm going to need them. But he strides through the crowd, making his way very pointedly. But obviously, he's not running. He isn't frenzied. And I will do a proper courtly bow. More than likely on the same kind of ground where his child's, kind of just laying conked out on the ground. I am led to understand that his eyes glance around at the shocked kindred, like, oh, bollocks. I was hoping to keep a low profile tonight. I have erred. How would he phrase this? Yeah, he takes it in at a glance. He sees Obermeyer with the flecks of dress in his mouth, and her torn dress, and obviously the fact he saw him attacked. He will say, "My lady, Master Dr. Obermeyer here is my subordinate. If you wish him executed, allow it to be our hand that washes away this stain upon our honor." He's basically saying, if you give the command, I'll kill him because he has offended us. He offended you, but in offending you, he has offended us.
Roll me present socialize.
Do I get my equipment bonus for fancy clothes?
Yes. I'll say that bonus is mitigated largely because this person was just assaulted and just resisted a frenzy check, so they're not in a negotiating mood or in a sociable mood.
I am offering to kill a mofo. So it's presence and socialize. These are oddly enough dice that Hartwell has. He doesn't have very many of them, and I'm going to spend a willpower.
Alright. You succeed.
Oof, a single success.
Okay, well. The Queen seems to consider your statement, and at the very least, the court seems to calm down slightly, seeing civility upheld and immediate offers of reparations. Morgan considers. You see her head sway as she coldly weighs the options in her mind. Before, after a few seconds, she says, "He will not die tonight, but he will pay for his breach of our traditions."
He kind of looks around and he says, "With your leave in that case, my lady, and the keepers, of course, I would like to understand why this event took place. Obermeyer is a studious chap and a gentleman of cerebral intention. This is not within his nature, and if some outside force prompted him to such heinous actions, they should be known." Basically saying, "Can I take them in the back? Can myself and a few others drag them into the back on the stake and read their mind?"
I'm just wondering what Ben and Lynette are both in their weird standoff for the letter. Da-da-da. Well, this is all happening.
Did Chris die?
Yeah, did Chris, are you alive? Friend?
Hello? Hello?
The Wooloo is dead.
Oh,
Now there is
Very
only
strange.
the
Oh,
Harry.
The Wooloo isn't. How dare you accuse the Wooloo of such things? I'm sorry. Where did I get to? Because I think I cut out. Don't know why my mic conked out there.
I said basically, can we ascertain what happened here? And you didn't say anything that I could hear after that.
Sorry.
So I said the. Okay.
So a couple of things go down as that is happening. Benjamin, you've seen Nanette. Just walk over to the pieces of paper as the frenzy occurred. Because you were not focused on the actual frenzy, you were focused on the pieces of paper, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you see Nanette just sort of walk over to them. Just, scoop them up.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna wink at you.
Ben's gonna wink. Wink back.
Okay. going quickly back to the present, King Stanford will tell the keeper, if you could please have these two brought into a back room, keeper would be appreciated. Please, kindred of the domain, do not mind this insignificant disturbance. Please return to your conversations. All is well again. The kindred, awkwardly, but willfully, particularly after Hartwell's display of etiquette, return to their conversations, although they are pointedly about something very different than what they were before.
He's gonna offer her assistance to her grandsire because it's the least you can do. As a check. Okay.
Murph will ask you, Alley Cat, to bring the bodies to the spare room, as she wants to ensure that nothing else like this occurs while she is gone, or if she were to leave briefly. She seems a little bit more on edge now. She seems very caught off by the fact that somebody frenzied within the Elysium. You know that she has the power to calm those within a location. It's one of her greatest talents. So shouldn't have frenzied her. It's very difficult.
Allie will go wherever she gets pointed to. So if it's back room, then it's back room.
There are go down, all the way down the building. There is a basement level where you can safely store these kindred.
Will do.
So Hartwell's face has found his palm with incredible speed and accuracy.
Brilliant. All is well in the world. Isabel did also get staked, Alicat, yes.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear everything while I was in the car, so...
That's quite alright. So... As everything begins to return to normal, Hartwell, you will be politely denied the opportunity to interview the suspects. However, once they are released, you will be offered a report as to what has been discovered. The Queen decides to break from the festivities of Elysium and simply go interview these figures personally. King Stanford remains, and he will offer. He will walk up to Percival and Alicat when she returns, and offer you gratitude for your defense of the Queen in the most dire of moments in the sacred ground of Elysium.
Also accept the king's gratitude and also he'll introduce himself to the king.
The king is a relatively tall and well-toned man of African descent, short black hair, and a bit of stubble Looks quite handsome. Has a fine, well-tailored suit. That has only been ever so slightly scuffed by the fight that took place merely inches in front of him. But he did not appear particularly fazed by what occurred. He looked slightly shocked, but the moment, but within moments, he seemed in control of what was going on.
Well, he just kind of shrugs and says, "Yeah, sure, whatever. Good deal."
Well, such a noble kindred is yourself are hard to find these nights. Shut up. On behalf of the
Sorry.
domain, you have our gratitude.
Well, he tries her very best not to laugh.
Don't make me make you roll socialize. You know you failed.
Oh, good God, no. I mean, I think King and Alicat, like, where they know each other, I don't think even if she would laugh, he would really be surprised.
No kindred of the court that it is service of this kind that attracts the attention of those above.
Chris, questione for you. Are there any of either my subordinates or the sworn of the Axe currently in this room? Because by God, I'm telling them to do something and it's important.
Yep, that's, you can ask them something.
Who do we have? Cracks knuckles.
There are a few sworn of the Axe present. Linus Staff is not present. But, there are a couple of neonates. Second.
So what Hartwell will do is he will approach any of the neonates who he knows in particular. So anyone who has a name, because I do know several of them by name.
Yeah, Rachel is present. Rachel Brassel.
He will walk towards Rachel and he will incline his head.
Mm-hmm.
He will lean in as if he's embracing her. And as he does so, he says, this is of very, very significant importance. Obermeyer more than likely will not see out the next few nights. However, before that, they will pick apart his mind, more than likely. Hartwell has seen where Obermeyer's research is, because Obermeyer was working on something pretty significant, because it was essentially a means of bottling the resistance to the sun, or making it much more available to other kindred. He was working on it with, what was the name of the other doctor he was working on it with, who I've met as well?
He was working with Ganesh Bhate.
Yes. He'll say, their research is in X hospital. I assume it's more than likely on computer, as well as on physical copies.
Mm-hmm.
I want that found. I want it collected. I want the place done over once. I want there to be nothing left by the end of tonight. If other people who might be interested, our competition, manage to weed from Odelmeyer what it is he was working on and get their hands on his samples, it would be a major breach of our internal security. get his research. Because I remember he was working on something very big that if other kindred got their hands on, oh boy. Oh boy. Would you like me to roll some social dice at this person to order them to do something?
No. She will simply say, understood, I'll make sure that it's secure. And she'll stick around with you in conversation for a few minutes, however stilted and awkward it is, before walking out of the Elysium, not to return for the rest of the evening.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. Well.
Isabel, I would like to grab you and drag you to RP Channel 2 if that's no problem.
Eee.
The rest of you may continue the evening as you wish for the moment. Good evening, my friend.
Oh, hello.
Are you enjoying the Elysium?
That's a word?
Your lifeless body is taken down by Alley Cat into a basement level. You think you can really see the lights in the ceiling. Just strips of light against the grey backdrop. It is excruciating being staked, not being able to move, all of those little mundane irritations building up, being unable to blink as dust builds on your eyes. It is only a few minutes later that you hear the door open and then slam shut unceremoniously as you see the figure of Morgan loom over you. And she will put a boot to your chest, holding you down extremely firmly. You can even feel yourself slightly crushed up against the floor as she then yanks the stake out of you. And your body judders back to life.
First things out of her mouth are very many apologies strewn all together that probably don't even sound like anything because they're incoherent.
The first words to come out of her mouth are silence. And even if you sought to do so willfully, you find your mouth come to a sudden shut. As take the mesmerized condition. Tell me, child. Do I look like cover to you? Do I look like your shield? Do I look like your knight in shining armor?
Isabel's gonna slowly shake her head.
do you think was appropriate for you to use your queen, your prince, your elder as a shield?
She will once more shake her head.
And do you think your life is so valuable that you may sacrifice mine in its place?
She will vigorously shake her head with that one.
Then tell me, stepdaughter of mine, as she reaches down to grab your throat and pin you to the wall, why should I not end your life for this betrayal?
You could give me the chance to make it up to you.
What do you have to offer me? What makes you different from any other servant?
Nothing.
Then I suppose that makes my next choice rather simple, doesn't it? She's going to place one of her hands against your chest, and she's going to slowly, with the intense power of her vigor, slowly press her hand through your chest, slowly making her way to your heart.
She will try her best not to make any noise, but I'm sure she's going to end up screaming at some point.
It is extremely painful.
Yeah.
You can make me a resolve plus composure off the scream action.
It's a single success.
Okay, it's extremely difficult not to scream, not to weep in the face of excruciating pain, but your training as a Sedite has at least prepared you for that much. As she slowly reaches your heart, she says, "I'm sure Nanette is as disappointed in you as I am.
Isabel's just gonna look at her, and all she's gonna say is, "I'm sorry."
I ask you one last time. What can you offer me?" traitor?
My life, everything. I don't have much.
Everything. She asks as if it's a question.
Every part of me, I guess.
You guess.
I know. Every part. Everything.
Very well. She will take her now vitae-soaked hand away from your heart, pulling it out of your chest. And will drop you. You've taken 3 points of lethal damage.
Belle will sit silently on the floor.
She holds out her arm.
Is Belle's gonna blink up at her?
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you drink from her or not?
Yeah,
I believe you're already a step bound to her, aren't you?
I am indeed.
And you'll be 2 steps bound to her. How much blood do you take?
Probably only 1 or 2.
Okay. We'll say 1. Because you now need to roll for VD addiction.
Oh boy, what are we rolling for? Oh god. What do I roll for that?
One second as I just look it up. It is resolve plus composure -1. Basically, it's -1 die for each blood point you take.
Ooh, 3 successes.
Well done. Okay, you are not addicted to her blood, although it is delicious, unlike human blood. Completely unlike human blood. You imagine this is probably what it's like to be an elder. Have only the finest of drinks every single night.
I said, oh boy.
And there is a brief moment where you're perhaps slightly lost in a reverie of feeding, but you maintain control. Then, what Morgan does after you feed on her, she seals the wound. You see it close before your eyes. And she will grab you, or she will grab you, gently pull you up, and offer you an embrace.
Isabel will cautiously return it.
Should be noted as per the blood bond now, because we're now getting into the territory where it's beginning to affect your behaviour. Your impression of her is considered excellent, which is one step away from perfect, as in viewing her as anything less than that. But yes, your feelings for Morgan have grown quite strong now. Just making sure you're aware. As the blood bond in Requiem tends to be a bit more gradual, it's less all in on 3. 1 is sort of you have a crush on someone, 2 is you're sort of becoming obsessive or falling in love with them or some other such strong emotion, and like third blood bond is like complete thraldom, total obsession / subservience slash love, etc. So it's more of it's a bit more gradual, it's a bit more evenly paced. But if you hug her, you will feel a pang in the space between your neck and your collar as she bites deeply into you.
So will flinch and not move.
You will gain a swooning condition. As the soothing effects of the kiss are forced upon you, and you very much feel as if you're a mortal being fed upon. It is that sort of ecstatic pleasure that drives mortals to seek out the kiss and make almost any sacrifice for it. And you gain the swooning condition, of course, for Morgan. To give you the page number for it is 306. To give you a short description. As your character is attracted to someone and is vulnerable where they are concerned. They may have the proverbial butterflies in the stomach, or just be constantly aware of the object of her affection.
Okey-dokey.
And your impression of Morgan is now considered perfect. You lose 3 blood points as she feeds on you.
Okey-dokey. Puts me 6.
The feeding lasts 10 or so minutes as she slowly drains you of your blood. And the sensation of the kiss lasts for about as long. She then lets you go. What do you do? As she sort of loosens her embrace of you.
She kind of stands there and blinks for a few moments, trying to get her bearings of where they are. And she's gonna look at her and she's, thank you for giving me the chance to prove that to prove myself again.
I treat you as if you were mine own child. But do not fail me again.
I won't.
She will, she will pull you in and feed on you again. Is there at any point you ask her to stop?
Probably when I start to feel my beast on the edges.
We'll say you are driven down to 4 blood points. The sheer sensation almost masks your own hunger. To say that some part of Isabel might want to be fed upon at this point is perhaps understating it.
Gonna be seeking it out, is what you're saying.
Perhaps, at least from Morgan. She brushes her hand over your cheek briefly. I remember when I was this innocent. But go.
Let go?
Go, and prove to me you are still worthy of my patronage.
Isabel will nod vigorously. Yeah, I can do that.
You
I will do that.
You will. Or I will do as you have begged me to do and take all of you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
It is not ma'am. It's queen. It's queen. It's queen, because she's the queen, right? Yeah. Right, yeah.
She's gonna pause for a second. Yes, my queen.
She dismisses you. You are free.
Oh, scamper away.
You are free to return. As she turns her attentions to Obermeyer and gazes deeply into his eyes. You may return to the General RP channel or run away.
I'm gonna return up there.
I thought that was something else. Already don't have a fighting ring.
I'm gonna kind of the same thing, but it's whatever.
Welcome back.
Come back.
Oh
It's
dear.
over there being a friend.
A few-
Friendly things.
Isabel returns, and 10 to 15 minutes later.
Hey, Chris, I'm gonna do some aspects about it.
10 to 15
Need to
I'll
see
just
what-
say, as you do the Auspex check, I'm just going to say 10 to 15 minutes later, the Queen will also return. Everybody will be required to curtsy, yes, including you, Aldry.
She's actually going to refuse until Ben or somebody pushes her down into it.
But it's like, I will reveal your ever deepest, darkest secret.
The keeper
Gnarled
will...
at Ben.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, she's just gonna snarl at Ben. Like,
Just standing in a corner with a cigarette, you know?
Alley cat.
Oh wow, that is 7 successes on my Auspex 2 check, Chris.
Nice.
I get the details. What did they do to my child in that room?
Now Chris is
People-
gonna hop with Evan for it.
God, no.
Okay,
'Cause
so
I
you
do-
receive a vision of...
I will say I do get the super detailed version.
Yeah, so you see a vision of Isabel falling into a large spider's web filled with red strands, and the more she twists and turns, the more she gets caught up in the webs, until eventually a spider with a crown comes along to pick her up and wraps her in strands of silken blood.
Oh, like fuck they do. This might be for Shimmers to answer. Hey Shimmers, how do you feel about all this?
Oh, I'm character. I'm fine. It's fine.
No. How does Isabel feel about all this? Sorry.
Isabel is perfectly happy where she is with Morgan.
In fact, you could say she's more than happy with Morgan.
The next question is going to be: how many steps bloodbound to her are you currently?
Okay.
Hyper bloodbound.
Like 7.
You
Fourth
see
step.
you see the strands are wrapped around her are tight, but not all encompassing. You see etched upon her soul is still a shard of who she is. One might say 2/3 of her soul have been claimed by the Queen.
I need to roll another frenzy check, don't I? I feel it coming in my veins.
And as I
Yeah.
will say once again, well, I'm glad you asked.
Okay, I'm gonna hand my jacket over to Ben.
No, we don't know what's going on.
Okay, I
care.
still... I lose 1 dice for the tempted condition, right? At
Yeah,
least.
which means you lose another dice. You're now on minus 2 dice after this check.
Okay, I succeed. He is... The phrase royally pissed does not do it justice. He is incandescent with rage.
Nice.
She's just gonna step in front of Ben like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but get down, Mr. Counselor.
No, he doesn't look angry. Hartwell's very good at not showing his emotions. He's
Okay.
kind of... He's like very dead-faced. Because he doesn't really show emotion. However, Chris, I think you and I are going to go down to private roleplay 3, because I'm going to go and have a conversation with Nanette that might or might not involve me rolling another frenzy check.
Oh, good lord.
Because I was told about a certain letter, and I want clarification.
You fucking
In
snitch!
silence.
He's a Carthian!
It's Ben. Of course he snitched.
Oh my god, wow. Fucking coughing
I mean-
snitch. What a bitch.
I mean, you just gotta call him Bed Snitch from now on.
Now we're just gonna
Ben
call him
Smith.
bitch. How about that, huh?
Why?
Ow, Chris.
That doesn't like anybody here. That doesn't care.
Wow.
Thought what she was doing was shady as fuck. Ben's gonna follow his fucking truth. Like,
This
you're being
is-
shady.
This is
He's not
100%
wrong.
accurate, and you're still a snitch. Don't get me wrong, okay? It's fine. Actually, it's fine. Yeah.
High fives, Ben.
It's actually completely legit.
Yeah, can I V-line for this person and have a polite, non-violent, totally non-violent, oh god, the frenzy checks conversation?
Oh dear. Please do it outside of Elysium.
Ben just like does like a little like taste of the air and is like, ah yes. Chaos.
So,
I can taste
Is that
the
what this roll
rage.
is? I thought-
chaos is
I thought-
perhaps an
I thought it was
apt
the
word
garbage.
for it. And for the intent. So you all make your way over to Nanette Hartwell. She is
Oh yeah.
standing, she's just standing just outside.
Oh, she's out of the Elysium, is she?
No, it's so there's like the gardens are within a few glass houses and a few greenhouses, along the rather, oversized roof. But there is a portion of it that is outside. It doesn't. It's not all inside. So the roof as a whole is Elysium, or rather building, and the sort of surrounding block, so that people don't get any funny ideas.
Like Hartwell.
He casually stands next to her before he will say, "What was in the letter?"
Nothing much, really. I was surprised and disappointed by Isabel's actions. She is still so focused only on herself.
She's drunk twice from our dear Queen Morrigan. Soon she will only have eyes for her.
That can be remedied.
It can.
There are alternatives. They are not what I would consider preferable.
And what might they be?
Isabel's loyalty to Seth must be greater than that of her loyalty to the Queen. There is a ritual that can accomplish this, but it is generally reserved as a last resort or for our most willful and fervent. Not for the faint of heart, which Isabel still is.
Out of character, Chris, can I make a lore roll, maybe with my cult status, to know what this ritual is, or do I know what it is with the status?
You have a cult, but you don't necessarily know Karak of this degree.
Okay.
You can make me an occult check to have a general idea of what it is, though, because you can know what stuff like blood sorcery is and what it does without necessarily being able to perform it yourself.
At some point I need to actually take advantage of the... It's just so expensive. You know? Oof! 4 successes, 1 off an exception.
So, there is... There is a ritual that the Setites, and in theory any sorceress practitioner could master, although this one kept a secret by the Setites, and imbues one with something of a shared loyalty, a shared blood bond, if you will, to not one individual but an organization or a group of individuals. The Sadites, of course, closely guard it because such information is quite dangerous in the wrong hands, and also because, well, it could easily be seen as hypocritical for a religion based upon liberty and rebellion to possess a ritual that can bind one forcefully to their service. Although it has been used before, and sometimes is even practiced with consent from the subject of a ritual. Often these are condemned or traitors of the faith who have taken the ritual as a trade for mercy. Sometimes it is merely performed as an example of one's own passion and fervor for the faith. But in either case, it is rarely used.
Hartwell will say this to her as he looks at her with very kind of cold, like flinty eyes. I sense that you already have some trial in mind for the child.
I had seen this as a minor test of sorts, to see the butterfly effect in action, and to see how we can not only create disorder, but use it to create a semblance of balance for our own benefit. But I do not believe she saw this. Rather than seizing the moment, she fled for protection. The Queen does offer that, but at the cost of one's own freedom. And I will not tolerate that.
Then you and I strike an accord this night. Kind of looks up through the stained glass windows of the greenhouses. Find a test for the girl. Not just any test. A test that will make her, or a test that will render her to nothing. Send her to Apex Coils. At this point, it is kill or cure. She will either stand or she will fall. I will deal with the blood bond, so she may be clean when it is she takes this test. But we will know her loyalty, and we will know if she is worthy. I am tired of her failures. If you do not agree, then understand tonight I will reclaim the blood.
She nods rather calmly. Her rather devious and enigmatic expression has all but vanished, replaced with really cold and almost formal understanding. I see. Then I believe we are of like minds.
Wonderful.
The child shall be tested one final time, and this time she shall not fail.
We shall see what the tapestry holds. Hartwell he kind of does a half bow, so he doesn't he does it like from the waist ever so slightly inclining himself before he is going to go and send a text message. I will talk to you about that after the scene, because that's something I will have to arrange, because I'm going to have to pull in status and other shit to do it.
Nanette will re-enter the Elysium and head straight towards Isabel.
Oh, so it's how to feel to get torpid.
It sucked.
You didn't even do it like the manly way, like fighting for your life. Just ran. And then Mirth was like, I'm the angel of death.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you gonna run from her? Would you have? Because no.
I would have ran away very carefully, not in a way that would get me staked in Elysium.
I'd rather be staked than, Ash.
Isabel.
It would have been fine.
Set looks upon you with unease. Is Audrey with these two, by the way?
Yeah, she's just kind of like just hanging out with it. She doesn't know any of the rest of these fuckers. Like, first time in Elysium, she's not being by herself.
She's
And I think even Alley Cat is there.
And Audrey all just kind of vibing because they only know each other.
Okay. Nanette will take will sort of take one of your hands, Audrey, and shake it with just both of her hands. It's oddly, it's kind of slightly unsettling, but also oddly gentle.
Does she have really soft hands?
Oh god.
She does. She's quite cold though.
She looks at Ben as she's trying very carefully because Deva strength not to like shatter this woman's hand as she tries to shake it and be like, hello?
Oh, I assure you she has more potence than you do, or bigger than you do.
She doesn't know that.
It should be. She's dressed in like these sort of rough-looking robes, to the point of like almost as if she were to be in rags, but not quite. They're just they're patched up. They're sewn together well enough. It didn't look like she's actually just wearing scrap. And there is a snake that follows her around.
I'm trying to think if Ali has seen her before. I think so.
You did.
Smiles upon you,
Oh.
dear sister. We have not met.
Hold on, the snake talks?
No, the woman talks.
Oh, okay.
The snake hisses at you, though.
Audrey does not like the snake. Also,
Well,
Cat
that's
doesn't like the
fine.
snake, so she's like, yeah, usually I'm not in London. Like,
It's
suspicious look at Nanette.
Well, I am glad that you are.
Thanks.
It is important that every order sometimes has a, she thinks, spanner in its works.
There must always be a spark, Hartwell will say, joining them to light the fire as he puts his phone back into his pocket.
Audrey just kind of nods her head like, yeah, sure.
God.
Politics.
Oh,
brain
no,
is
not
like, can I get away?
politics, Not at all.
No,
We're
she didn't
talking
say
about-
politics. That was me
I
describing
was
her
going to say,
character on.
my response is going to be, we're talking about religion, it's much more dangerous.
Yeah, we're not political, we're
Yeah.
crazy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is that
Anyway,
a question?
but no, she looks at you and then sort of looks like she just kind of came out of a spell, almost like her head bobbles slightly and she blinks a couple of times. I am sorry, sometimes I see things regarding the people I meet.
And what's so interesting about meeting me?
Well, you will leave quite a trail of destruction behind you. It was... She sort of becomes slightly dazed again.
You're a fulcrum for chaos, my dear.
Following the wreckage led me to some very interesting places for a time.
More concerned looks in Ben's direction, like, I don't know if I like these people.
So I have a question, Chris. How easily could I get away with using Auspex in Elysium?
I mean, I just did it.
Pretty easily. Auspex has no outward indicator, but if you're using it on a kindred that knows what to look for, such as a kindred that is old or a kindred that possesses Auspex themselves, then you may be in trouble.
Can I politic the shit at this lady so I know what she is and how she operates?
I know her snake's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, okay,
Look,
well...
the snake
listen.
seems very pleased with Aldry. The snake seems to like Aldry.
That concerns Audrey.
Audrey has a heckin' concern.
Yeah.
Can I throw a do I know this person at this person? With my dice?
It has taken an interest in her sock. So, yeah, you can use Auspex on her. Keep in mind, I think you have an idea of who she is. So you know if using Auspex on her would be a risk.
It would be a risk.
It's also very unlikely she'd care.
if she, because all it really takes for Auspex to be spotted after all is what is no outward indicator and it is easily concealed. If someone just accuses you and then, to keep it simply, forces the truth from you, well then, that could be quite dangerous.
Oh, fantastic. I know what I'm putting in my blue books.
You can continue though. I'm just laying out to you because you have I think you've met this person before, so.
No, I don't think we had that awkward stare down.
No, you have not. I swear you've met in a scene before, but if not, then absolutely go ahead. Ignore my prior warning. Everything is fine. Smile.
Well, I wanted to roll into politics anyways to know who she is. Like,
oh, well, you can do that. Yeah, that's fine.
Like, I have dice. I have like 4 dice I can throw at the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere out there, Marcus is proud of you.
Yeah, you know what? I don't believe that Marcus can be proud of me.
Meanwhile, I'm just standing here like, you're crazy and we're creepy, but you're pretty? Question mark? I don't know what that is.
That's 2 successes.
All of the above.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cat, her face cream is in what you see. I think it's
the one with the snake?
Yeah.
The one with the snack frame.
Oh, okay.
I got 2 successes.
Okay, you know this woman is called Nanette. She's a circle of her crone and she's a maquette, and that's about the extent of what people know about her in London. She sticks her head out every now and again with these all weird cultish looking robes, and that's about it. And then sometimes talks about sets, so she's a cultist of some kind.
Is there a reason for a maquette in particular to know that there's a shadow cult called the Followers of Set?
Actually, yeah, but you only got 2 successes, so no.
Yeah, like Bensai didn't tell him shit.
Yeah.
Bensai was like, okay, you seem capable, goodbye now.
But to be fair, not every maquette knows the cultist set exists.
Yeah.
It's sort of a, sporadic, so...
So, Audrey is gonna look at her and be like, and then look at the rest of the group and go, so does everyone always bring a snack to Elysium? Like, gesturing to the snake.
It's not a snack, oh no. She can be quite dangerous when she wants to be.
Ali is making sure to not be in the immediate area of woman and snake, you know?
Yeah.
Jackets
Although Nanette does sort of briefly
sure.
look at Alley Cat when snacks are mentioned.
Oh, Ali looks right back. Fuck that bitch.
Oh, she doesn't... I wouldn't say she doesn't directly look at you, Roll. She looks to your pocket, but that's neither here nor there.
Still looking right back.
As does the snake, in fact. The snake is like, rabbit. Oh.
Yeah, well, rabbit. Fuck off.
But the snake merely she says no. If anything, she is my guardian.
Chris, because I always walk around with Uja, and I've never bothered to ask. I've met the snake before. Is the snake a spirit?
No.
Just a snake.
Nothing strange about the snake in regards to Twilight.
Okay.
Audrey's face looks like she's trying to do like advanced level calculus in her brain.
Isn't she really bad at math?
Shh. I have 2 intelligence now. It's fine.
She's very bad at
It's
math.
better if you don't. It's better.
Does she have any
if you try and think
academics?
about it.
Yeah, I thought so.
Hey Ben.
Ben doesn't have academics.
Oh my god, you're all bad at math.
Yeah, Ben ain't good at that. Why do you think he dropped out of computer programming? Like, he can't do math.
Alright.
I don't need math to fix cars good.
So, I make cargo
Didn't finish
boots.
high school.
So, yeah, how do you respond, Audrey?
She's just like, you're okay. Making mental notes. Coughs very quietly inside. Crazy.
I beg your pardon?
You can beg all you want, she says to Hartwell.
Well, I look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be back at some point. We're in London.
Oh, I come and go. I will look forward to our second meeting.
I'm sure it'll be much more pleasant and hopefully less overwhelming. She just kind of gestures to the whole Elysium like, yes.
It was very overwhelming, wasn't it? Although,
Just kind of-
only one frenzy. That is better than most, I suppose. But Isabel, I must speak with you in private, if you would.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I do. She's just gonna take you away. Just gonna take your arm, drag you off.
Yeah.
They waves at the snake.
How was this fake?
Yeah. Well,
After they both leave, Audrey's just gonna turn to Hartwell and Ben and be like, so what the who, what, why, how?
Oh,
see,
she's very good
that,
at the... Hmm?
I was saying that is why Foster likes me. The end.
She's very good at telling the future, dear.
But confusion at the being a fulcrum of chaos. I just want to fix cars.
We all want things we don't get. Get over it.
I mean,
Ellie is kind of done. I'm sorry.
That's an extremely gangrel statement, and perhaps the most gangrel I've ever heard Saskia be.
Savage Saskia.
The frog has no chill.
This is not a chill frog anymore.
Oh man, Bishop, what is it with you between Froakie and, frogs having no chill? Why do none of your amphibians have chill? He doesn't
Just
do chill
don't, man.
I will answer this after the scene. But, anybody want to continue, or are we good to end?
Just want to know if Ocean is there.
Ocean is present.
Hi to Ocean.
waves
Hey,
at you.
Ocean. I will be like, hey guys, see you guys later, and goes over to Ocean.
Yeah. Ben is gonna check on the Carthian friend, see if he is in need of help. Or is trying to make his case.
The whole frenzy sort of disrupted things. He's speaking with the keeper to see if he can get a word in with Stanford.
Seem like the keeper's just stonewalling him, or
Seems like she's willing to give him a few minutes, but she has insisted that the king and the queen be given an opportunity to get back up to speed before
pulling one aside.
before anyone wishes to plead a case to them. She stresses the, how do you say, she stresses the process.
Yeah.
Manners, very important.
Yeah.
They make it the man.
Ben will walk up and be like, "Oh, this is gonna take a little while anyways. Do you want me to try and help you gather some evidence?" And like a more concise case.
Yeah, I heard you are a man who's very good at finding things out.
Yep. It's one of my many talents.
Of course. I just wouldn't want to waste the councillor's time.
It's fine. It seems like it could become a much bigger problem anyways. Better to nip it now than let it spiral, you know?
Quite right. Well, I'll get my word in with a prince this evening. It's the last damn thing I do.
Fair enough.
I have my coterie mate, Navina. She should be a helpful contact for you.
Alright, thank you.
That is all?
Oh, because I might as well rip off the proverbial band-aid while I think about it. Is the harpy who wants to have a word with me here?
Yes. But it is... Can we have a separate scene for that? Because it's currently 2 hours and 20 minutes in, so...
Oh yeah, sure, that's fine.
Yeah. Right then. That would be good to end the scene there. Thank you players for playing, thank you watchers for watching this very active Elysium, and very exciting frenzy of all things scandalous, and we'll see you all next time. Good night.
Good night.